But at its core, this phenomenon of anti-fandom is merely an extension of the cancerous organism that is modern fascism. It's in every crevice of our culture, including and especially within fandoms of all kinds. There is no neutral position. Apathy is capitulation. Complacency is surrender. Make your choice. But sitting on the fence is a choice for anti-fandom, for fascism. Yeah.
But the problem with the way that you're saying that is that the ideology is basically structured so that, well, even though it's part of this system, if you don't actively fight against the system, if you're neutral in it, or you're not fighting against it, you are participating in the system. You are advocating for the system.
Did the show say that?
No, but that's part of the broader ideology.
I don't think that just having and expressing a view like that is inherently means that you get to tie that entire ideology and whatever reason you have that ideology to that show. It seems
pretty apparent to me, but
I guess so.
I mean, I think you might be unique in that.
In what?
Well, that whole ideology you just said seemed like a very bold claim.
That's literally Ibram X. Kendi, who was like one of the biggest names during BLM. That's his entire thing. You're either anti-racist or you're racist. There's no neutral.
Oh, he wrote She-Hulk though?
But
well, first I'd say there's no such thing as not racist. There's racist and anti-racist.
The binary of you're either promoting the anti-racist or racist narrative is the same thing that applies to the sexist narrative. You're either promoting the anti-sexism or you're sexist. So that's the connection.
Okay.
I don't think it's a stretch.
Do you disagree with that? Do you believe in a world where you can only be racist or anti-racist?
There is no neutral position. Apathy is capitulation. Complacency is surrender. Make your choice. But sitting on the fence is a choice for anti-fandom, for fascism. Yeah, if you're not actively speaking on, whenever there's a possibility or you have a chance to, push back against harmful, shitty ideas, and you're kind of just taking a neutral position, I don't think that you're like a terrible person, really, but I think it's kind of sucks, and that, okay, it's not somebody I'm going to want to.
Sounds like you do agree with it.
So you
Kendi.
agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not sure what we're arguing about.
I mean, to a degree,
I don't know why
but
Kendi came
we're talking
into it.
about She-Hulk.
There is no neutral position. Sitting on the fence is a choice for anti-fandom, for fascism. Give me a second.
Okay.
The way that you just extrapolated or connected Ibrahim Kendi to feminism and by these weird connective threads that and you're just kind of, it's bizarre. That's why I'm getting hesitant to answer stuff now, because it seems like no matter what, you're going to find some way to connect it to some weird position.
I think. Well, here's the problem. It's not really that bizarre. I don't think. Now you can tell me I'm wrong here. I'm not sure what you guys' background is. I don't think that you guys have really done any sort of deep dive into reading any of the literature related to the origins of CRT or queer theory or radical feminism.
No, I have.
Really familiar. You don't have a good academic theoretical understanding of these.
I have read it. Yeah, I've
really
I've looked into it for sure. Yeah.
Okay. What is the source? What is one of the primary sources that you read for this? Or what have you read into?
So wait,
I
is this
understand
like
the idea of
giant
battle?
side
What?
quest, Sitch. We're
Well,
an hour and
that's the
44
problem, because
minutes
he said
in.
he doesn't understand how I'm connecting Ibram X. Kendi to this when you were directly asking
Okay.
how does it say that you're either with us or against us, and I brought up that's literally Ibram X. Kendi's position, and you're saying you don't understand how that's connected. So it doesn't seem like you don't have a good
That's the
theoretical understanding
racist, anti-racist guy.
of kind of where the quote unquote woke academic ideas come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I know what the ideas that Chris Rufo has popularized, and as he's admitted that it was all, kind of done intentionally to create this moral panic about CRT, which doesn't exist, it's not being taught to anybody that hasn't chosen to teach it. It's not being put into, elementary schools or whatever.
Right, so I'm not asking if you've
I guess I need to know, what you mean by CRT.
Well, okay, so I'm not asking if you've read Chris Rufo or an article complained by Chris Rufo. I'm asking, have you read academics who are CRT academics who are?
Yes, I have, man. I've read through some papers. I don't remember names. You know what I mean? If you're asking me to cite, citations, I can look for them and see if I can find what I read. But what are you asking?
Yeah, we're getting off in the weeds, but
we are getting off the weeds, and we can go back. Just to me, I don't think there's a good. If you have read these things and understood them, you would very clearly see the connection.
Well, tell me. No, see, I think you're shifting the burden here because you're not comfortable with me calling out the fact that you connected things that really are tenuous at best.
It's totally pertinent. What are you talking about?
Wait. They literally weren't tenuous at best. Okay,
It's totally
you forgot the original line of the question. The original line of the question that got us onto the sidetrack with the She-Hulk Ibram X. Kendi thing is I said, how is this not different than we were talking about cancel culture and audiences? And I said, how is this not different than if she's making these broad sweeping claims against men in society And basically, is that not levying
And I answered
hatred towards
that.
men? And then your
answered
response was, well, it's different because she's not attacking individual people,
Right, I
and she's not
answered that,
talking
yes.
and she's not talking about intentional behaviors. She's talking about systems. And then I said, well, wait a minute. Implicit in and explicit in those ideologies about the systemic racism and systemic sexism is the idea that you either have to fight against it or you participate in it. And then you said, who's saying that? And then I said, Ibram X. Kendi, who's one of the most famous people.
No, I was saying in the show, who's saying that? In the show,
Yeah.
in the show,
Okay,
who's
well,
saying that?
Obviously, no, the show said those exact words, obviously.
Look,
But if that was your only
this.
contention, you should have said that.
Well,
like 20 minutes
who
ago.
even implied that in the
There is no neutral